Let's see how well Borderlands 4 runs on AMD's best graphics card, the RX 9070 XT. To test this, I paired it with the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D CPU. By the way, if you're interested in any of the products featured in this video, you can find them on Amazon at the links in the description below. We are at 4K resolution. The game has been updated to the latest version of FSR 4, and the graphics settings absolutely maxed out. Badass. No upscaling for now, but I'm sure that we'll need it, and we'll definitely take a look at it. All other settings are as per the absolute maximum graphics quality. The only thing I disabled was motion blur, because that is horrible. I already played the game for about 6.5 hours yesterday using the RTX 5090. Yeah, it wasn't a good experience either. But there are plenty of RTX 5090 videos out there showcasing Borderlands 4 performance. So I decided, why not do AMD's best, RX 9070 XT. Let's take a look. Native resolution, 4K, not a good experience. 100% would not recommend. But honestly, I don't recommend playing this game at native resolution, even on the RTX 5090. That is still a horrible experience. Of course, better than the cinematic 24 FPS, but still pretty bad, pretty bad. So let's go ahead and tweak some settings. That's where resolution upscaling comes in handy. Let's enable FSR Quality mode. Let's go. This is much better. At least now it is playable, but it's still not enjoyable. It's not a fluid experience. 40 plus FPS is not the kind of frame rate. Oh, 30 plus FPS. Yeah, definitely not the kind of frame rate I want to play this game. Nice. Headshot. Yeah. This isn't good. This is not... Oh, what's happening here? Let's go. You want some? Get some. Right. We need to adjust the settings even further. Let's lower the resolution upscaling quality to balanced. The FPS is a bit higher, but will it stay above 30 now? at least give me 30 plus, alright? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's not dropping below 40. So there's that. I guess that's good. But it's still not a pleasant experience. Nowhere near 60 FPS. Not good enough. Let's keep going. FSR 4 performance mode. And we're still quite far from that consistent 60 plus FPS. 50-ish, yeah, but nowhere near 60. It seems like it's kind of impossible to achieve that frame rate with maxed out graphics, no matter how much upscaling we're using. It's just not happening on the RX 9070 XT. And we're dipping into 40 plus from time to time. This game has ray tracing, so that's consuming a lot of resources. It takes a lot to run this ray tracing. At this point, the only way to achieve a more pleasant experience is to lower the graphics. Let's lower it by 1 notch, very high. To save us a little bit of time, I'm going to keep the FSR upscaling on performance mode for now. If the performance allows it, we can always increase it. Alright, this already looks nicer. We're getting close to 60 FPS with a few dips below that and some highs in like 67 FPS, but mostly 50 plus. Especially when we're roaming the world, as one should in this game. It's an open world game, so we have to do a lot of roaming, Look for the best loot possible. Nice guns. Let's see what happens. Can we get a nice experience with this kind of settings? Yes. It's okay, it's playable already. Is it enjoyable? No, not quite, because this is like a nice shooter game, so ideally I want to see at least 90 FPS in this game. However, I wasn't able to achieve that even on the RTX 5090. It's just a little spoiler. I lowered the graphics to very high, same as we have now, and I even used DLSS for performance mode. And yes, in some scenes I had 90 FPS, but then strangely enough, after about, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours of gameplay, I started dropping to around 60-ish FPS. Maybe there's some kind of a performance issue when you're playing for a long time, but a couple of hours is not a long time though, is it? Basically, even on the RTX 5090, you just can't get a nice experience. But we have to keep going to find out what it takes to at least get a 60 plus FPS experience in this game on this graphics card. So we're gonna have to lower the graphics to high. Oh, and FSR 4 stays on the performance mode. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. 70 plus FPS, 80 plus in other scenes. Let's see if this is good enough to actually achieve a pleasant, stable 60 plus experience. So far so good, but this isn't the thick of it. Let's see. A huge area with lots of enemies, 70 plus FPS, looking at them from above. Let's jump in there and taste some action. Let's go. Let's get it. Boom. Get some. Oh, you're still up. My God. Tanky one. So far, not bad. 60 plus consistently. Actually, 70 plus. This experience isn't too bad actually. It's quite enjoyable. My God. Getting assaulted from all sides. And take a look at the frame rate. It is surprisingly smooth. Of course, there are still some traversal stutters here and there. You can see those spikes. Some are small, some are large. This game suffers from the same problem as all of the other Unreal Engine 5 games. Well, not all of them, because there are a few that did it pretty good. Hellblade 2 comes to mind. That game worked really well, very smooth. So, whatever the game developers did there, I wish more game developers would do the same to achieve that smoothness without stuttering. That would be nice. Also, I heard that Epic updated Unreal Engine and basically improved that stuttering issue. It's not completely gone, but it was improved, so I'm not sure, like, when are we going to see that in real games? Are we ever gonna get that update or not? I hope so. Right, basically this is it. This is the kind of settings that you want to run if you want to enjoy this game on the RTX 9070 XT on a 4K monitor. Let's take a look at that. High graphics quality, preset FSR 4 performance mode. That's what it takes. I don't know, maybe balanced? Let's see. Will balanced work okay? Because, yeah, performance mode, it looks alright, but, you know, obviously, it's nowhere near as nice as native 4K. Ooh, that gun looks nice. Let's get that. Check it out. Sweet. I wish assault rifles would have, like, full auto fire. I don't know, maybe there are some that do have it, but most that I ever used, they're just like semi-auto. Oh, I forgot to turn on the FPS overlay. Let's do it. Okay, 60 plus FPS. In some scenes we're getting 70 plus. Not too bad. Let's jump back in here and see what happens. 64 FPS, 62. Oh my. Let's go. Yes. It's still 60 plus. Pretty decent experience in terms of image fluidity. We're almost never dropping below 60. I think, oh, there, just then. 59 FPS briefly, but only briefly. Maybe we'll get some scenes where it's like really intense. So you definitely want to keep your FPS at around 70 plus, ideally. That's why I think that running this game on this setting is okay, but you might need to lower the resolution, upscaling quality a little bit in some other scenes, in some other areas in the game. So far, so good. But obviously, FSR Quality mode, I don't think it is worth enabling, but we'll take a look at that anyway. High graphics quality preset. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought. Or is it? Yeah, I guess it is as bad as I thought. 50 plus FPS. If you're okay with this kind of frame rate, then, you know, it's doable. You can still enjoy the game. It's not horrible. Personally, I enjoy a more fluid frame rate in my shooter games. But you do you. If you want more fidelity, better image quality, sharper, crisper image, then there you go. FSR 4 quality mode, it's doable. But I want to see how far we can push this. Let's use the medium graphics quality preset, and we'll start at, well, let's start at quality mode, FSR. The game doesn't look as nice now, but the FPS is higher. Personally, I want to play this game at least on very high. Badass preset, it's the absolute highest, is not really necessary. It's nice to have, if you can afford it, if you have like the RTX 5090 and you don't mind lower frame rates, but god damn, medium, it looks rough compared to very high. The game is just, it doesn't look as nice, it's not as impressive. Oh my god, someone is biting me. What are you doing? Yeah, this is definitely not the same kind of beautiful experience. The art style looks a bit dull because the graphic settings are lower. It's not a good thing, but the FPS is higher, so that's nice. Let's actually see if we can achieve a 90 FPS experience on this graphics card. Let's do FSR performance mode, medium graphics. Nah, it is not possible. We're still getting 80 plus FPS, only sometimes we get 90 plus, but mostly it's gonna be that 80 plus FPS, maybe with some dips below that. Let's see, is that gonna be the case? Oh my god, he's charging me. Get away. I don't want any of that. Stay back. Stay back. Oh my god, he's got a black hole over there. You see, there's quite a lot of stutters. Still, you know, it's not a completely pleasant experience. Weirdly. Very strange. Very strange experience in this game. Yeah. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. In a fast-paced shooter like this one, you really want your frame rate to be nice and smooth. But it's not, in this case. And I was really enjoying this game yesterday when I was playing it, really, because I even like stayed up until 4 a.m. That is very unusual for me. So I'm like really tired. I got like maybe, I don't know, 5 hours of sleep. That's why if you think that I sound strange, that's why. I'm sleep deprived right now. But that just shows the game is good, it is interesting, but you have to have smooth performance to go with it. Otherwise, people will stop playing. I mean, I really don't want to continue playing this game while it's still in this sorry state, because hopefully they'll fix it and I'll be able to enjoy a nice, smooth experience instead of this stuttering mess. I think we should also check out the 1440p experience. We're gonna do native resolution using FSR 4 as anti-aliasing solution, and let's max out the graphics once more, just to check, like, what is the ultimate 1440p experience like? In terms of visuals, that is, because in terms of frame rate, it kinda sucks. 40 plus FPS, and will definitely drop to 30 plus in certain scenes. Oh, there we go, 39 already, and it's not even the thick of it. It's not like a massive combat scenario yet. 38. Let's go over here. There's usually enemies here. Yes, there they are. 40 plus mostly, but yeah, we are dipping into 30s. Not a good experience. Maybe FSR 4 Quality mode will help. Let's enable that, because it still looks pretty nice on a 1440p monitor. Huh. It looks kind of promising. 70, 60 plus. Let's see if we can enjoy maxed out settings like this. Is it gonna be enough? Oh, 69 FPS, nice. But then it drops even lower than that. It's not too bad. I was expecting it to be much worse. Strange. Get away. Yeah. This is actually a decent experience. Hold on a second. Are we really using the top? Yes. Badass settings maxed out. FSR 4 Quality mode. Okay. Maybe this is the way to go. I mean, 4K is nice and all, but damn. 1440p experience is pretty good as well. But I've seen just then briefly 59 FPS, so it's not a consistent 60 plus FPS experience. We're still getting dips below 60, but mostly it's fine. However, I think it's best to lower the graphics settings just at least by one level. That's usually how it goes in Unreal Engine 5 games. You lower the settings just by one level, you're not gonna lose much in terms of visuals, but the FPS is usually higher. So let's see if that's true for this game as well. Very high preset, FSR 4 Quality mode. It's not a massive difference actually in terms of FPS at least. In terms of visuals, it looks similar. I expected more. Usually there's more to gain in terms of performance when you do this in Unreal Engine 5 games, when you lower the graphics preset by one notch. But not in this one. This one's special like that, you know? Still, we're staying more consistently at 60 plus FPS, only a few dips. Below 70, 68, 69 over here. Alright. Strangely, the GPU is not fully loaded. Hold on a second. Is AMD anti-lag enabled? Is it even in the game? Oh, motion blur is on. Come on, no. It's gotta go. And no, anti-lag does not appear to be present in the game. Yes, this is much better. Without motion blur, the game looks better. Still think that it's a better experience at 4K. Even though it's much more difficult to achieve higher frame rates on a 4K monitor using the 9070 XT, it's still doable, and it's a more pleasant experience visually. Even if we use lower resolution upscaling qualities, because FSR 4 is pretty good, it's still quite enjoyable. I mean, it's more enjoyable. If you like big screens, 32 inches for example, then definitely, 4K 32-inch monitor will deliver a more pleasant experience than a 1440p 27-inch monitor. And definitely better than 1440p 32 inches, because PPI on that thing is pretty horrible. I think the only thing left to check out is frame generation. But to properly experience frame generation, I want to go back to 4K resolution. Alright, we're getting about 55 FPS. This should be good enough to enable frame generation, okay? And we are using... what are we using? 4K resolution, very high graphics quality preset, FSR for performance mode. So, pretty nice in terms of visuals. Let's enable frame generation on top of that. Alright, more frames. Let's see, more fluid experience. One thing I don't like about AMD's frame generation is that the frame pacing isn't quite consistent enough to actually make it like a nice buttery smooth experience in the same way that Nvidia does it. But still, this is a more fluid experience. And let's see, let's enter combat and see if I can feel anything weird in terms of controls responsiveness. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a delay in the mouse. I can feel something a little bit off, but I think I can get used to it quite quickly, because it's right like on the edge of being okay. Because we already had something like 50 plus FPS, so it's not a horrible experience in terms of latency. And we're getting 100-ish FPS, so that's nice. Yeah, I would say that this is an acceptable experience. It's not brilliant, it's not a premium experience. There is that compromise. The latency is there, and I can feel it. I think we should increase the FPS before we enable frame generation. Let's try staying at FSR performance mode, 4K, and let's lower the graphics settings to high. Without frame gen, that gives us a nice consistent 60 plus FPS experience, 70 plus sometimes. So this is pretty good. Let's enable frame gen on top of this. Let's go. Enabled. Wabam! 120 plus FPS. And the responsiveness is much nicer. Yes, this is definitely the way to go, because previously I had to really think about oh, am I gonna get used to this or not? But this actually feels good. Of course, it doesn't feel as responsive as 120 FPS, but it feels as responsive as 60, which is good enough. This right here is a pleasant experience. And hold on a second. Are we still going to get those massive stutters with frame generation enabled? Traversal stutters. Let's just run around a little bit and see what happens. Because so far, so good. I'm not seeing any massive stutters just yet. Could this be the key to a smoother gameplay? There's definitely some stuttering still happening, but because there are so many frames, it doesn't feel as bad. hold on a second. Let me just enter this flight real quick, because that will show me exactly if it's a better experience or not. And let's see what's going on over here. Oh, nah, there are still stutters. They're less noticeable, but the game is still stuttering. It's stuttering like crazy. Doesn't matter, frame generation or no frame generation. Yeah. False alarm. I thought there for a second that it's gonna be a more pleasant experience, but no, it's not. The game developers still need to look into this stuttering issue and fix it as soon as possible, because I want to enjoy this game. Come on. Right. In conclusion, this is a good-looking game. It is interesting, it is addictive. I want to keep playing it. But goddamn, the performance, it is horrendous. The game developers definitely need to work on that. That said, you can still have a decent experience if you have the RX 9070 XT, or if you are planning on upgrading to it for this game specifically, then it's doable. The experience is okay. Not fantastic, not super smooth, but okay. Unfortunately, right now you can't get a smooth, pleasant experience on any graphics card, even the RTX 5090. It kinda sucks in this game, so yeah. You can't escape it, unfortunately. We have to wait for the game developers to fix this. And that, my friends, is what happens when you pre-order games. So, never pre-order, because if the game developers see that they already sold a bunch of copies, they have no incentive whatsoever to release a fully operational, smooth working game. What they can do actually is release it in a buggy state, in a beta state, and then use us all as beta testers, because we'll discover all these bugs, all these issues for them. They get reported, they get telemetry from the game, and then using all of that data, they'll start working on fixing all of those bugs and issues. And that's not the way it should be. The way it should be, we're supposed to get a nice, pleasant experience day 1, not day 30 or day 120 or whatever. There you go. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to see any other combos, any other GPUs, maybe ultra-wide experience in this game specifically? I'm not sure if I want to do like dedicated videos for just one specific game, Borderlands 4 in this example, but if this video does well, and if there is enough interest in the comments section, if you show enough interest that you want to see more, and tell me exactly what do you want to see, like what combos, then I'll definitely make some more videos like this. For now, if you enjoyed the video, then hit that like button, reward my work. I really appreciate it. And as always, if you are interested in any of the products featured in this video, you can find them on Amazon at the links in the description below. Also, subscribe for more videos like this if you haven't already. It was I, Vadim. Until next time.